some reason I can't hear the chat. So if the 84 is causing problems, we'll title number up in the chat.
I could hear you.
Yeah,
Good
everything
evening,
popping up,
race
but I can't
fans,
hear
and
anybody. I don't
welcome
know if
to the
you can hear
high
me, but
banks
yeah,
of
if you have problems,
Talladega
just, hit me up in the chat,
Superspeedway.
84.
We are live
No
with the
mic.
Wednesday Night Dash
Headset.
series for what could be the most anticipated event of the season.
Can you hear me, Mark?
We've got ourselves a tight points battle that after halfway through Season 3, it's Caden McAravey Jr. leading the way over Zach Bowles, Richard Hurst, Colton Gardner, and Erik Richardson. Well, when you think of the Talladega Superspeedway, the first thing that comes to mind is wild.
Do we have everybody?
This track is big, it's intimidating, and anything from the wildest crashes to the closest finishes can occur at a track like this. It's going to be key for these drivers to stay on the lead lap before that competition yellow to keep themselves in it for the second stage of this race. And this is the wild card. I mean, this is the race that could really flip the season upside down and give somebody that's, you know, midway through the point standings, such as like a Justin Neves, a real kickstart in towards, or even Erik Richardson, regaining the points championship. Got a field of what looks like 11 trucks here tonight. And to go through the starting lineup, we got actually Erik Richardson is going to start on the pole. That number 13 truck to his outside is going to be the always fast and qualifying Zach Bowles. Last time out, we had a new winner, and it was the number 40 truck of Colton Gardner. He'll roll off third tonight. And the number 51 truck, oh, it's actually 18, but he's showing up as the 51. That's a newcomer here tonight. It's Hunter Hughes. So welcome to the series, Hunter. Mark Vickers, the last time we visited a super speedway, led almost every single lap before he was passed by running out of gas by Chad Winstead. So we'll see if the 84 can make up for that race. We've got Arbonne on the truck here tonight. The 41 starting sixth is going to be Brandon Birmingham. He's been fast all season, but we've seen him kind of run into trouble on the long runs. Shouldn't be much tire wear tonight, though. Starting seventh is league owner DJ Fluck in the always famous Jepson's Malore machine. Paint scheme starting to become a staple of the Wednesday Night Dash. To his outside is going to be Justin Neves in the 82 car. Home with the Hooters paint scheme tonight. Ninth is going to be Eric Blum, rocking the Miller High Life truck. And his outside is Bernard Pollard Jr., the former safety in the NFL. And our points leader is going to roll off 11th. I don't think he took a qualifying time, just trying to play it a little bit safe.
I'm really good at pushing. I'm not very good at being pushed, so
I'm going to do my best to
everybody else. If anybody wants to get in front of me, feel free.
Get some far out angles on this race so we'll be able to see all the action taking place.
Oh, this is the new section.
Good luck.
Field has to go an extra distance here, as Talladega is very known for having their start-finish line be a lot further past the tri-oval, and that leads to a lot of close finishes.
Green, green, green.
And there's the green flag. Looks like the outside line kind of got the jump, as Birmingham's going to jump to the outside, make it 3 wide. Whoa. And now he's going to go to the middle and look for the lead already in turn 1. He started 6th. Give the lead to Brandon Birmingham. Unbelievable start by the 41 truck. Field starts to space out as it looks like everyone's just kind of content to ride right now, trying to save the truck. Got 2 wide a little bit further back. We see a run by DJ Fluck. Mark Vickers is going to take it. Now all of a sudden the outside lane is forming. 40 laps here tonight at Talladega, and we're 2 by 2 already. It's lap number 1. I thought these guys were going to take it easy. It's not the case. Erik Richardson powering back by into the bottom with help from newcomer Hunter Hughes. But it's Brandon Birmingham trying to use the side draft as well as some push from Zach Bowles, but it's Richardson leading lap number 1. Still side by side, heading off into turn number 1 and 2. Zach Bowles trying to push Brandon Birmingham. Both of those trucks a little bit swirly. And now the whole field is in one big pack. As DJ Fluck tries to push Caden McAravey up there, as we see Brandon Birmingham and Zach Bowles drop to the bottom. Still side by side for third. It's Mark Vickers alongside Erik Richardson, but a tighter gap between Hughes than it was with Gardner behind Richardson, and that's going to allow the outside lane to start forming some momentum. Here comes Mark Vickers to the outside. Birmingham's going to lead that lap. I think Mark Vickers probably feels he's owed one from, I think they were at Daytona last season when he led all those laps. And here comes Mark Vickers powering to the lead. Hunter Hughes thought about pulling it down in front of Brandon Birmingham, but bailed out at the last minute. It was a smart decision. And now here comes Birmingham as Vickers slips up the track, and Hughes thinks about making it 3 wide. Fortunately, there's plenty of room to do 3 wide here in Talladega. It's Birmingham still in the lead, and they're 3 wide for second. Caden McAravey Jr. trying to get ahead of some of this mess to protect that point lead. It's still Birmingham out front. The guy's doing a great job so far. We're 4 laps into this one. Birmingham has been kind of the story thus far. I mean, started 6th and into turn number 2 as the leader. Looks like Justin Neves as well as Eric Blum just playing it a little bit conservative, but the rest of the field is in one big pack. And let's go on board right now with, say, DJ Fluck. He's got a good view of the whole entire battle. And as you can see, trucks all over each other. DJ probably just wants to stay with this lead draft, but at the same time, not lose the draft. He wants to be able to stay far enough back that he might be able to react to an accident as well. Now, when you go up and take a look at the onboard from somebody like Zach Bowles, look how tight this gets. Not a whole lot of room for error as it's still Zach Bowles pushing Brandon Birmingham. And on the top side, Caden McAravey Jr. is trying to... Still Brandon Birmingham, and now we got 3 trucks on the outside. Hunter Hughes jumps back behind McAravey. The bottom line seems to be the dominant lane thus far, though. Whoa, that was close right there. Vickers and Richardson almost got together. So now we see Hunter Hughes drop back at the bottom line. Looks like Zach Bowles is pretty content to just ride in second. Exciting racing thus far by the Wednesday night dash, guys.
I heard you guys talking.
Good to see old Bernard Pollard back in the field here tonight. Oh, and our leader blinks out for a second. That's pretty concerning. Brandon Birmingham blinking out, and with him being gone, that'll affect the draft ever so slightly. You don't want him to blink out and then all of a sudden Zach Bowles gained the momentum on him and a crash to happen from something like that. See Pollard switching lanes a little bit further back. Hughes is going to bop back in front of him. But as I was saying, Bernard Pollard, you see the Ally sponsorship on the truck. He's got a partnership with Ally. And for those of you that listen to the Dale Jr. download, the episode that they did in Nashville live, Bernard was a part of that. So if you haven't had a chance to take a look at that, please do. Dale Jr. download it's a great show weekly to help keep you tuned in, both in current NASCAR events as well as they oftentimes will bring in guests from the past, relive some glory days. They go down the backstretch, still 2 by 2 by 2. Now we see Colton Gardner actually leading the outside lane. This is the first time we've seen him leading a lane. See if he can do anything with it. Not very well formed up behind him, but a lot of lane changing going on between the guys right now. See Caden McAravey Jr. jump to the outside in that Iowa Hawkeyes truck. Those guys on the bottom, though, have done a really solid job, especially the lead two. Birmingham and Bowles have just been committed to one another, and they've been able to hold the lead by just staying true to that partnership. We're almost to lap number 10 already. Did want to mention that tonight's race is brought to you by the Cheesy Sasquatch. The Cheesy Sasquatch is a solo podcast featuring the Wisconsin native as well as current Seattle resident Colin Kemka. The show provides hot takes around Major League Baseball, the National Football League, the NBA, as well as the NHL. And in addition, they'll do a deep dive into all things Wisconsin and Washington sports. Everything is unfiltered and unscripted, so you'll always know Colin's true opinion. Check out the Cheesy Sasquatch on YouTube, wherever you can download your favorite podcasts, including at Stadium Scene TV, and on Instagram at Cheesy Sasquatch. So we appreciate the Cheesy Sasquatch being on board for this Talladega Superspeedway race as we now see newcomer Hunter Hughes leading the outside line. Still all Birmingham down low as now Bernard Pollard has moved up into third in line down on the inside line. And Pollard was pretty quick the last time this series ran on a Superspeedway race, and I know he got caught up in an early accident. Guys still doing a nice job working the air around each other without actually making contact with one another. But I have a feeling the patience will come to an end before the end of this one, and we'll probably see some trucks in the fence. Their way through turns 3 and 4. Right now, Zach Bowles has actually pushed Brandon Birmingham out to a little bit of a gap. That potentially could create a run for these guys behind him. You almost don't want to get too far out there. Watch Pollard. He's probably going to have to lift a little bit right here. Top 3 single file, then we go side by side from that point on. Oh, we see a move now by Mark Vickers. He jumps to the outside, and at the same time, McAravey takes his Iowa Hawkeyes forward to the inside. That's going to allow the outside line to lose just a little bit of momentum. They're going to have to regroup. Here comes Vickers with help from Hunter Hughes. And now all of a sudden we're 2 by 2 again at the front. We've seen them be able to get to the side of Birmingham, but we haven't seen anybody clear that 41 truck. really, really pushing the 84 truck at Vickers. Looking out the back of Mark Vickers as Hughes is trying to propel that 84 truck to the lead. And you're getting a great view of that Rowdy Energy Toyota Tundra, and now he's thinking about maybe even making it 3 wide. Another view I like for these super speedway races is this chopper view. From back here, you can really see some of the runs start to materialize and really see what drivers are leaving a gap behind. You can kind of predict where these runs are going to come from. As now Vickers does get the lead. Hughes isn't quite clear of him though. And now Birmingham's going to go below the yellow line. Oh my goodness. And he's going to go up the track. All 3 guys touch. Oh, and they're crashing. Big crash behind. We've got blown engines. Oh my goodness. Zach Bowles is in it. Mark Vickers is in it.
I knew that was about to be ugly.
Oh my goodness. That all started. Take a look here. All started with the 41 going below the yellow line. Interesting to see. I don't know if the league's going to have a rule against that. But let's see the view from Bernard Pollard on this one. I think he manages to get through. Yep, goes to the apron and almost everybody around him wrecks. And that's Zach Bowles. You see him clearly get up in the air. This is all caused by... The 41 goes below the yellow line with this run. And kind of, they survive this first tap right there. They go up the track, they make contact a second time, and they don't survive that one. And unfortunately for Voles, Gardner, DJ Fluck was involved.
Dude, you come right in front of me.
What a bummer for those guys in the point standings. Those were some of the leaders in the points, and we talked about it. I mean, this race could flip those points totally upside down. Take a look at those again. I mean, so McAravey did get through that wreck, but Voles and Gardner were both involved. But Birmingham is kind of the culprit of causing that one. I hate to put out blame, but it was on the 41, and he does get through it, so it'll be interesting to see how the drivers are going to drive around that 41 truck the rest of the race. But what that's done is allow these 3 trucks to kind of break away right now. And the battle for the Lucky Dog is going to be an extremely important battle. Right now it's showing that Hunter Hughes, is in that position. Behind Hunter is Colton Gardner. And just to kind of give you some idea of how far apart they are on the racetrack, Gardner's coming to the start-finish line, and Hughes is way up there, and he's also got drafting help, so barring another incident, I think Hunter Hughes will be the truck that gets the Lucky Dog, and the rest of the gang is probably not going to win tonight. While up front, Erik Richardson, our pole sitter, back out front, and Bernard Pollard running second. Getting really close to the halfway point. See Birmingham look high, but without help, there's only so much you can do. Yeah, that's such a bummer that all those guys had to tow all the way to the pits, because you know, you really don't need tires here, so if they could have even just lifted down pit road, just turned off their tires on their black box settings and just used just the faster pair and popped out of the pits, they probably could have stayed on the lead lap. But obviously those trucks were damaged enough that they needed to tow. Really, really unfortunate scenario for those guys. Coming to 2 laps to go in the stage now. Still Erik Richardson out front. Birmingham trying to make a move on Pollard, but again, with no help, there's only so much you can do. And the strategy of just kind of hanging out is really going to pay off for Justin Neves and Eric Blum, as they are running 4th and 5th right now. Not sure what happened to Caden McEravy. Looks like he's getting ready to come across the start-finish line here. I think he's going to be all right. Stay on the lead lap. There'll be 1 lap to go in this stage here.
Thank you, brother.
Actually, looks like they might throw the caution. Yep, throw it now. So at the halfway point is our pole sitter, Erik Richardson, sitting in the lead. I don't believe he's ever won a Wednesday night dash race. Now, I came in season 2, so he very well could have won one in season 1. I know last season, Chad swept him. I don't think Eric's won one through the first half of this one. I know he's finished in the podium a couple of times, but could be a career night here for Erik Richardson. That was huge for Caden McEravy Jr. to stay on the lead lap there. It's going to keep him in contention. And it was also big for Hunter Hughes, the new guy, to get this lucky dog wave around here, because he'll also be in contention. The rest of the guys, Colton Gardner, Zach Bowles, Mark Vickers, DJ Fluck, they're going to be stuck a lap down. And barring a crash that literally involves the entire field, they're not going to win this race. They might still get a great finish out of the race, but they're not going to win it. Still trying to catch up to the pace car, such a gigantic racetrack. We see Birmingham hard on the brakes. And I imagine everyone will take 4 tires here. I didn't even think about the fact that these guys that are 1 lap down might be able to take the wave around. I hope that works out for them. If everybody pits here and they stay out, they can take the wave around and get back on the lead lap. The question is, can they make it on fuel? And I think they'll be fine. So, I know this is a league for beginners, but this is where they got to put their crew chief hat on. Take that wave around. Do not pit next time when lap cars are supposed to be pitting. Just don't pit, because there's no tire wear here. It's not going to matter. Take that wave around. And there's tire wear, but it's just irrelevant to speed. Take that wave around, you're going to be back on the lead lap. We'll have all 11 trucks on the lead lap. So I hope that those guys understand that. Especially for you viewers at home. I mean, then we'd have all 11 trucks back on the lead lap, and they were putting on a heck of a show prior to that accident. See Erik Richardson leaving the pits there. see all the trucks out there right now. They have got to know they do not need to pit here. I really hope they know this. Say pit right here, they throw their race away. They stay out, they get the wave around, back on the lead lap. And Brandon Birmingham shooting it in there hot again.
Black flag.
He's gonna have to learn to downshift when he's trying to break up on the field.
I like for that. The track back.
Sounds like we maybe have a black flag situation here.
Is it actually a penalty though?
It just says drop. Oh, never mind. Say stop that.
So I don't see any of these guys coming to pit road, so they must have the memo. That's great. Now I just hope they can catch up to the field in time, but with that late start finish line, I think they'll be okay in that scenario too. We're just gonna have to haul you know what to get back caught up to the field once they take that wave around. Still Erik Richardson leading right now. As we see, here comes the trucks right now. So Zach Bowles, here comes Mark Vickers, DJ Fluck. They're coming to the green next time by. These guys have got to get a move on it. So DJ, we'll keep an eye on him. He's going to be the last truck to try and catch up to the field here. And basically the way that rule works is if all of the leaders hit pit road and you're a lap down and you stay out and you do not pit, it puts the leaders back behind those lap cars in the running order, which allows these guys on the one to go to get that lap back. Now, had any one of those leaders stayed out, these guys would have all been trapped a lap down. Or if these guys would have pit, they'd have had to stay a lap down. But they all played it right. I'm glad that they all knew that. And we're going to have a heck of a show to finish this race up. For the longest time, NASCAR used to start lap cars on the inside line on a restart, and the lead lap cars were on the outside line. It was really confusing and jumbled everything up. And right around the same time we had the chase introduced, the playoff format around 2004, they fixed some of these formatting issues. And we saw the lucky dog come out and these wave arounds. So it's really simplified the process quite a bit. And I think DJ is going to make it. It's going to have to be hard on the brakes right here. So nicely done by all those guys. And now throw everything I was saying out the window. Any one of these 11 guys could still win this race. While the pace car's getting ready to pull off, it's going to be Erik Richardson leading the inside line, Bernard Pollard on the outside line. Got to wait a little bit longer to take the green flag here.
Green, green, green.
There's the green. And a nice jump, really, by both Richardson and Neves. See how they get through the gears here.
They said I jumped the start, but I didn't.
Yeah, you were definitely behind me from what I could tell.
It's there.
Sound like maybe they were using the new restart zone rule and gave Pollard a black flag there on the start. That's why our league's been hesitant to use it. Just some of those quirks and kinks they're trying to work out. As we see McElravy get to the back bumper of Pollard, they're going to push the outside line. Hunter Hughes trying to make a decision about which lane to go in. He goes high. Side by side by side. Through 3 and 4, it's Pollard on the outside, Richardson on the inside. And here comes Brandon Birmingham trying to take the 41 truck back towards the front. Pollard's currently got the advantage as they're going to go 3 wide behind him. Birmingham all by himself at the top, and it's Bernard Pollard leading that lap. And actually now Mark Vickers is going to help Brandon Birmingham up top. The action is picking up here on Wednesday Night Dash. Oh, be careful there, Caden. Caden McAravey Jr. thought about pushing it 4 wide, thought better of it, and now they are going to do 4 wide down the backstretch. 16 laps to go. I hope these guys have a little bit of patience. I know it doesn't seem like a lot of laps, but it really is at a big track like this as we see some contact between Pollard, pushing Birmingham back up the racetrack. And you can tell these guys a lot less patient compared to the first segment, as now McAravey's worked his way to the lead, and we see Birmingham trying to push Richardson forward. Back out on the outside, newcomer Hunter Hughes. Oh, he's going to make contact with Richardson, but everybody seems to be okay, and Pollard's hooked to the inside.
There goes the 41.
And everybody saves it for the time being. They come back up the track, and now the crash happens. Oh man, that was too early for that to happen. Looked like Bernard Pollard got turned up front.
I think it was me, but I saved it. I was like, holy shit, my pants there for a second.
I'm not sure if that was more of a Pollard coming across Richardson or Richardson going up. Let's see if we can get a replay here. The view I always like to look at determining these things is the far chase cam. A lot of these guys were... Oh, there it is. So it was actually Caden McAravey, and Pollard did a great job saving this thing.
Broke, are you?
Until this secondary accident happened here.
That had contact. The thing had some right front damage.
Man, what a bummer, but as they run right now, it's actually Hunter Hughes. We got 4 trucks up front here. We got Eric Blum, Hunter Hughes, Caden McAravey, and Mark Vickers are going to try and fight it out. Now, right behind him, in 5th currently, is the 13 truck of Erik Richardson. He needs to get together with Justin Neves, and these guys need to ride single file. Birmingham's a little ways back, so Neves and Richardson need to get together.
Yeah, I'm hammered down, so whatever you need to do.
So up front, these guys are going to be constantly battling it out. We're down to 13 laps to go. Here comes Caden McAravey trying to make a move on Eric Blum. I think these guys are pretty content to just ride right now. What a debut though for Hunter Hughes. They're in the 51 truck. First race with this gang, and he's leading the field. See Eric Blum blinking in and out a little bit there. I think Neves and Richardson are now, yes, they're together. So they just need to keep those 2 trucks packed as tightly as possible. Try and do their best to run down the lead pack. What a bummer for Colton Gardner. He had nothing to do with that crash. And then when those guys came back up on the banking, I mean, there's literally nothing the 40 truck could do to avoid that. So right now we've got Eric Blum leading the field. You see him blinking in and out like that, and I'm telling you, when that's happening, that is affecting the draft on number 3 of Caden McAravey Jr. Those moments where the 67 is not there, the 3 truck is not getting any draft pull forwards. And now you see the outside lane moving, and that's probably partly why. Now they're going to leave Mark Vickers hung out to dry all by himself. This time when they come by, it's going to be 10 laps to go. Still a long way to go in this big track. Looks like Vickers is going to tuck in line there in third, and Erik Fluck's going to go to the outside. Caden McElravey's going to stay tucked into the bottom line for the time being. They've got about 9 seconds over 5th and 6th right now. And the more they ride around 4 trucks single file, they're going to put even more of a distance on the 2 trucks behind them of Neves and Richardson. You should see them, yep, you can see them come to the picture there in the turn. Still Hunter Hughes leading. We'll go to his rear bumper cam. This is what he sees behind him. Nice touch on that paint scheme there with Mark Vickers. We see that Arizona state flag. I like that. We see Caden McElravey Jr. making a move to the outside, bringing Eric Blum along with him. Going. Oh, that's what happens when you lose. When you blink in and out, it skips away like that. But we're riding on board with Eric Blum. Trying to get that outside line to work. Now he's going to pull back in line behind McElravey.
Maybe back coming up on me. I'm going to hang on the inside once I see you.
Blinking in and out again. A little further back, I don't know why the exciting cam picked up Brandon Birmingham riding around by himself there, but that was the 41 of Birmingham. Here's the battle for the lead. A couple Toyotas, a Chevy, and a Ford. Blum's starting to lose the draft a little bit. I wonder how much of that has to do with him blinking in and out. I mean, I don't think he's in the danger zones yet as we see McElravey make a move to the outside and then tuck back in. And man, you hate to see Bernard Pollard log off there and finish 11th here tonight, but he was definitely fast and made his presence known in that 31 truck. And didn't deserve to finish 11th, but that's how these plate races go sometimes. So without some help, it's going to be tough for anybody to get by Hunter Hughes. Vickers has taken a couple of peeks. It's really been McElravey trying to get around both guys. They're going to go around the lap truck right now, PJ Fluck.
What's up, Colton? How you doing, bud?
The line's going to be 6 laps to go this time. Gotta wonder when Mark Vickers is going to make his move. He's obviously not going to just be content riding there. Here comes Caden McElravey Jr. He's got a pretty good run this time. Oh, and we see Hunter Hughes go to the apron. Vickers showed some patience there to let him back up in front, because that could have been a big crash. This lead pack has put on another 6 seconds over top of Erik Richardson and Justin Neves. McElravey out there by himself. Trying to side draft his way towards the front. Still Hunter Hughes leading the field. DJ's got the best seat in the house right now. He's hanging tough right now, and check this out. He's watching the battle unfold in front of him. Hunter Hughes gonna throw the block, and now all of a sudden they're almost 3 wide for a second. McAravey was almost able to get there. So Hunter Hughes doing his best Dale Earnhardt Jr. impression as these guys getting a little racy. Hughes back down to the apron. McAravey trying to do it all by himself, using that side draft. He's got to get some help though. Guys are starting to feel ever so slightly a little bit of tire wear probably. They're probably not handling quite as well as it was at the beginning of the run. While Vickers keeping the 84 truck just plastered to the back of that Mobil 1 decal he sees in front of him. Looking out the front right now of Mark Vickers. That's what it looks like out front, and this is what it looks like out back. These guys are tight. The laps are winding down. We've got 3 laps to go. They're in turns 3 and 4. Caden McAravey trying to make something happen up high again. And this thing's all going to unfold once the 84 of Vickers makes his move. That's when the air is going to really get disrupted, and probably the race will be decided once that happens. 2 laps to go. Something must have happened to Justin Eves and Erik Richardson. They're actually now 44 seconds behind. Not sure what's up with that. Vickers still content to push Hughes. I guess he's going to wait for the last lap to try and make his move. Here comes McAravey trying to go underneath Eric Blum. They're coming to the white flag this time by. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Hunter Hughes, the newcomer? Will Mark Vickers break through and get a win? Can Caden McAravey get another? Will Eric Blum grab himself a checkered flag? We're going to find out in 1 lap. When will Mark Vickers make his move? Back to the backstretch. Here comes Vickers. He looks high. He looks low. Here comes Eric Blum to the bottom. Vickers is there. And now here's where the air gets disrupted. Hughes back to the bottom. McAravey makes contact. That's going to push Vickers back through the grass. McAravey has got his way all the way to the front. This race still is not over though. Can Blum or Hughes make any kind of final ditch run here? They're getting ready to come to the line. Hughes has got to the bumper. He looks to the outside, but it's not going to be enough. Caden McAravey Jr. wins it at Talladega. Well, Caden...
Second place again. Woo.
Caden did a nice job of trying to use the side draft, couldn't get the help, and I know he did make some contact. I'm sure he didn't mean to with Mark Vickers.
There it is.
Woo! Nice. I was watching from back here. I couldn't tell you
My goodness, my lap count must be off here, and I greatly apologize for that.
Wow.
I think we're actually coming to the checkered right here. Something must have happened to my ticker there at the top, because here comes Erik Blum. And here is the finish. Erik Blum wins it. So sorry for that.
Yeah, nice work, Erik.
And we'll see if Erik pops in the Discord. Great win for him. We saw him having connection issues, but he's been a long-time member of the league, and we love to see guys like that pull off a victory. He's been loyal to the Miller Beer brands, High Life, Genuine Draft. We've seen them all on his cars and trucks, and he's going to get a chance to burn it down here at Talladega. I can't believe my ticker messed up. So Erik Blum is going to win it. It's Hunter Hughes second, and Caden McAravey Jr. ends up third. We'll see if Erik Blum is going to burn it down here. He is. There's the 67 doing some donuts. And I'm going to pop in the Discord and see if we can get ourselves a word with Erik Blum. So the final results end up being Erik Blum, your winner, Hunter Hughes second, Caden McAravey Jr. is going to wind up third, Mark Vickers fourth, Justin Neves fifth, Erik Richardson sixth, Zach Bowles bringing home seventh, Brandon Birmingham eighth, DJ Fluck in ninth, Colton Gardner 10th, and Bernard Pollard wound up 11th. We'll give Erik a couple more seconds, see if he pops into the chat for an interview. Man, that's so frustrating that lap count got off for you. I thought McAravey had won it and we still had a lap to go. Them guys were still battling it out. I thought it was the cool down lap. Well, story of the race though, I mean, newcomer Hunter Hughes was fast all race long, but Erik Blum hung around and was at the right place at the right time at the end of this thing. And he winds up your winner. I don't think Erik's going to make it in for an interview, so we're going to go ahead and roll the end credits.
Sorry to you guys.